Today, I'm going to be talking about how you can quit alcohol and become sober clear. Well, what exactly does that even mean? What is sober clear? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to explain in this video. I'm going to talk to you about how you can become sober clear and get into that state of mind where you are in 100% control of your drinking. This is going to be a good one. Stay tuned. So hey guys, Leon here from Soberclear.com. Now, if you do want my help stopping drinking without AA, without willpower, without rehabs, make sure to click the link in the description. There's a short video that explains exactly how I work with people and the process that I take them through. Then you can book a short call to see if the Sober Clear method and the first principles thinking is something that you might want to try. So what exactly does it mean to be sober clear? Well, Sober Clear is the name of the business, but also what it does is it encompasses a state of mind. What do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is that when you are sober clear, you start to see alcohol without the label, without the conditioning, without the illusion of it actually being a good thing. You're in this state of mind where you see it for what it is, which is a poison. You don't see it as a nice tasting drink that gives you confidence and helps you relax and helps relieve stress. You stop seeing it for that. What you do is you see it for what it is, and you're just like this, you're in this 100% certainty where you are in control. So what I mean by that, and I appreciate that when I say in control, what I'm trying to say is that you always have the choice. It's not like you are trying to avoid alcohol, you're trying to avoid restaurants, you're trying to avoid bars, you're trying to avoid your friends when they're drinking. You don't do that when you're in that state of mind when you're sober clear. What you do instead is you have the clarity, you understand it for what it is, and you go about your life as normal. You do the things that you want to do. You go to bars, you go to restaurants, right? When you're sober clear, think of it like this. If I told you that I am going to stop drinking orange juice, and I go out with my friends, and all my friends are drinking orange juice, right? And we're in the orange juice bar, and they're all drinking, and I've told them that I'm not going to drink orange juice, right? Am I going to be there and be thinking, I just wish I could have one orange juice like these guys. I just wish I could have 2 orange juices tonight. Am I going to think like that? Absolutely not, because it's just orange juice. So I feel the same way when it comes to alcohol. If I go to a bar, if I go to a restaurant, all my friends are there drinking, I don't care. I just don't, I'm in control now. I'm not like, what am I going to do? No, I just feel like I'm in control and I have the choice to not drink. I just don't want to drink it. And by being in that state of mind, I've been in that state of mind for the past, 2.5 years. And it's just a totally different mindset to what you've probably experienced before in any stop drinking journey. So like I said, being sober clear is a state of mind. It's the clarity, it's the understanding, it's the knowledge of understanding that alcohol does nothing for you. It never has, it never will. It's a drug. And by being in that state of mind, it's like a light bulb moment. It's like this intense amount of clarity where you just don't want to drink. So what's the opposite of being sober clear? Well, this is a good way for you to kind of understand it on a better level. So if we think of the opposite of being sober clear, well, the opposite of being sober clear is, and let's talk about this from a stopping drinking perspective. I'm not going to talk about the opposite in terms of like being a drinker still, but if we think of the opposite of being sober clear, what this would mean is that you're a non-drinker, but you feel miserable about being a non-drinker. So in other words, that you go to the restaurant, you go to the bar, and you're just like beating yourself up. You have to go home early because you're just like on the verge of drinking. You have multiple cravings all the time, and you really explore the idea that alcohol is a good thing. And your mind is kind of like this pinball machine where you're like, I don't want to drink, but I really want to drink. And it's like bing, 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 bing. So that's like the opposite of sober clear. And so it's that real feeling of deprivation where everything's a struggle. It's always difficult. It's always hard. Listen, when you're sober clear, it's not hard to stop drinking. It's not hard to be in control because you've kind of taken this logical approach where it's just like this light bulb moment and you just see the world in a totally different way. It's a bit like The Wizard of Oz, right? You know that movie, and then they see The Wizard of Oz and the illusion just disappears. That can never go back into your life again once it's clicked. So the opposite of that is that click never happens. You know, even if you've not drank for 5 years, for 5 months, whatever, it's always a struggle. You're always having to avoid alcohol. You're always wishing in the back of your mind that you could be a normal drinker. You could have 1 or 2 drinks here and there. Sober clear is the opposite. Being sober clear is like, and just let me know, guys, in the comments below, have you actually had that experience yet where you feel what I'm describing right now? I know a lot of you guys you are there right now. A lot of you guys have not drank for a long time, or even if you just kind of started your journey, but you feel that state of mind, that sober clear state of mind, just let me know in the comments below. It'd be awesome to hear from you guys. But anyway, so I kind of want to expand on this point of the opposite of sober clear. Now, this can go down to individual methods. So, for example, and I'm really sorry if you go to AA and you're successful there, but the opposite of Soberclear is something like AA. Because in AA, you've got a group of people that still see alcohol as a good thing. They still see alcohol as something beneficial, and what they do in AA is they try to admit that they are the problem, that they've got a character defect, they've got a personality flaw, and they are always going to have this for the rest of their life. So when they go out to a bar, when they go out to a restaurant and they see people drinking, it's like, oh God, that's a bit dangerous. And, they kind of feel like they're missing out all the time. For some people, that's fine. They give themselves up to God, they get on with their life, and they're happy to get into that state of mind where they might be looking at alcohol as a good thing. They just pray, they ask for God, life goes on as normal. But anyway, a point of the matter is that AA is kind of like an emotional solution to a drinking problem. There's no real logic. There's no real logical system. It's sure there is a 12-step system, but it's all kind of based on giving yourself up to God and making amendments to people. But you're never really logically looking at alcohol, logically looking at the conditioning, logically looking at the way people view it, and then creating a new paradigm. You don't really do that. The paradigm stays exactly the same. Alcohol is still seen as something that was a good thing, that provided a benefit, that provided value. And the only way that you can get rid of that is through going to meetings and giving yourself up to God. Soberclear is the opposite. You don't need to go to meetings. You don't need to, once you're kind of into that state of mind, you can do what you want. What we usually recommend is people go towards a better quality of life, which I'll explain in a minute. And also, to kind of go on from AA, also willpower. Willpower is also the opposite of being Soberclear, because when you use willpower, you're really trying to not drink. It's not like just this choice where you're just like, that's fine, I'm fine either way. When you use willpower, it's always a struggle, you're always doing it. So these things are the opposite of Soberclear. So how exactly do you become Soberclear? Well, what we do is we use the mental model called first principles thinking. Now, what this is rather than asking society, how do we stop drinking, and getting information from all these people that have been trying willpower, been trying AA, they all see alcohol as a good thing, we break things down from its first principles, which means that we logically look at everything that you think you know about alcohol. That's what I take people through in the Soberclear program. We use this mental model to make you sober clear. Now, the program's not for everybody. There is an investment. It's not free, right? By no means it's free, but I'm going to show you how to do that without joining my program. So what you want to do is you want to start logically breaking down everything that you think you know about alcohol. So that might mean that you have to get books, you have to watch YouTube videos like this one. I've got lots of other YouTube videos that you can start getting into to kind of help you build this worldview and this paradigm where you see alcohol for what it is. So that might mean looking at, not only looking at the conditioning, but looking at the marketing, looking at neuroscience, looking at addiction, looking into all of these things, and then also looking and doing introspection and trying to understand why you keep drinking, right? Why you think it is good at relieving stress, why you think it is good at helping you relax, why you think it actually gives you confidence. And you want to logically look at all of these things and do a lot of introspection to kind of build that paradigm, build that worldview where you are sober clear. And you use the mental model, first principles thinking. And if you look on the screen now, there's kind of like an illustration of how it works. You know, you've got you, problem drinking, and then you've got all of these different principles that you need to really analyze. And then once you've done that, you can synthesize this new worldview where you are sober clear. Again, like I said, if you are interested in me taking you through that process, there's a short video to watch below this video, and that will kind of explain how it works in a little bit more detail. Then you'll be able to book a short call. So how I actually discovered first principles thinking and how I got into the state of mind when I was sober clear. Well, basically my journey was this decade of a drinking problem, and I tried AA, I tried willpower, and I tried everything, and I tried to stop drinking hundreds of times. I'm not even exaggerating. I would try to stop all the time, and nothing ever worked for me. And to kind of give you guys like a bit of a short version of it, I tried to stop drinking for ages. I basically came to this is like a really short version of it, but I came to a city called Cardiff. I was drinking like a fish. I was going out on my own and I was just getting drunk all the time. And I woke up one morning and I was sick and I'd thrown up blood on a MacBook Pro. That day was like a real bad moment for me. So I stopped drinking using willpower. I stopped drinking for 9 months, had a really good 9 months. Built a personal training business, was finishing the last year of my degree, had a girlfriend, had a nice place to live, all that stuff. Then I drank again. I went on this downward spiral where I destroyed everything that I'd built when I was sober using willpower and nothing but willpower. And I got to a point where I realized that I could not keep doing this. If I was going to reach my potential and do the things that I really wanted to do, I had to uncover, I had to really get a grip of this alcohol problem. I had to really understand it. So that's what I did. I read all the books, I looked into it, I really tried to build this paradigm. I looked into the marketing, the neuroscience, and did a lot of introspection and really asked myself, why did I keep doing it? What did I think that alcohol was giving me? And then all of a sudden, it was like this click. It was like this, I get it now. It all makes sense. And now, yeah, I'm in like 100% control. And that's what I've been helping people do with Soberclear. And I've moved to Thailand. I've done what I really wanted to do in my life. I got the online business. I have this beautiful girlfriend now. We travel around Thailand. We have a great time. And that's what I help people do. I help them go through the process that I went through, that first principles mental model, and it's changed everything. And what we do after getting into that state of mind where you are sober clear, well, in my program, and what I would recommend you to do if you're already in that state of mind, and if you've just done what I kind of said and you've gone through that process yourself, regardless of which way you do it, we always then focus on the future. We always focus on going forwards. Now, what a lot of other stop drinking programs will do is they don't get you to make any personal changes. They don't get you to create new visions, to create new goals. They kind of just leave you to it. Or you go and visit the past, which, listen, I don't think that I'm not saying that there's no value in therapy, but when it comes to alcohol, I'm all about forward progress. I'm not about going to visit the past. I'm not saying that is not relevant and it's not something that you should do. But when it comes to stopping drinking, you get sober clear and you move forward. You go towards that better quality of life, which means setting new goals, having a vision, having a dream, getting your health and fitness back, showing up in your relationship with your friends, with your family, with your loved ones, and really creating a vision and an ideal thing that you want to aim for. And that is a huge component of being sober clear, because that's what I had to do. Right? I tried beating myself up. I tried going to visit the past, making amendments, and really avoiding alcohol. But these days it's different. I don't avoid alcohol. I just see it for what it is. And now I'm like focused, training in the gym, hanging out with my girlfriend, traveling around Thailand, working on my business, and really trying to push things to the knife's edge. And I'm just going all in with my life now. And that's what it really means to be sober clear. You're all in with being in control of your drinking, but you're also all in with going towards the new life for yourself. That is exciting. That gives me goosebumps. I'm excited for you guys. Hope this video helps you. If you click the videos on the screen now, you can learn a little bit more about the reframing process and also some of the benefits of being a non-drinker. Thanks a lot.